Hey guys, it's Jacqueline here from Sign Jacqueline. In today's video, I'm going to show you 3 products that I made using pellet wood or reclaimed timber. So I use pellet wood, but you could definitely use old fence palings or any other reclaimed timber that you can get your hands on. Pellets are good because you can find them pretty readily. So the first item I made were these rustic planter boxes. I made a few of them. So really simple to make, and I'll run you through it later on in the video. But basically I just got the pellet ready, removed all the nails, sanded it down, nailed it together. I've just staged them with some faux greenery from IKEA. The little black IKEA pots fit perfectly into them. You could fill them up with potting mix and put succulents in them, or put your own little greenery in them. You could also fill it with the flower foam, can't remember what it's called, and then put your own floral arrangement in it, faux or fresh. So those are really cute. That's a really cute, simple idea. Great for a gift. The next one I made was a rustic serving platter. Again, this was super easy to do. Used old pallets, sanded them down, cut them to size, and then just finished them off with some nice rustic type handles. Now you can, like I did, screw them in from the back, or you can get some Gorilla glue. I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's a bonds to anything Gorilla glue, and you can just put a bit underneath each bit of the handle and glue it down if you do not want to deal with finding the right measurements for the holes for the screws for the handles. So these are really great to stage on. So you can grab some greenery. You could grab a book stack. You could grab a wooden bead garland. You pop that in the middle of your table, and there's your tablescape for spring, for winter, for summer, however you want to do it. The other thing they're really good for is a grazing platter. So finish them off with hemp oil so it's food safe, and then, you know, pop your biscuits and your cheese and your fresh berries and whatever else you want to pop on it for a grazing platter. The other thing you could do is you could actually paint your initial, have some sort of wreath around it, and then pop them in your kitchen as a bit of kitchen decor. Put an old sifter in front of it with a rolling pin and a bit of greenery, and there's a stage for your kitchen decor. And lastly, I made this cute little birdhouse hanger. So it's got hooks on the end of it. It's again made from pellet wood. We've just drilled holes with a spade bit, and then you can hang ports on it. It would be good to put like dog leads on it. So this was a really easy project. All 3 of them are really easy. All I used was my miter saw, a tape measure, a sander, and a nail gun. So I know that some people don't have a miter saw, but you can use a circular saw or even a jigsaw to make these. If you don't have a nail gun, you can nail with a nail and a hammer, and you can glue all of your pieces together as well and clamp them if you don't want to do the hard work with a nail gun, a hammer and nails. So follow along. If you've got any questions, please comment below. I'm happy to get back to you. Please give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And don't forget to subscribe and share. Sharing is caring, guys, and again, it really helps support my channel.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the birdhouse hanging rack first. So the first thing I start doing is cutting my pellet wood down to size, and I also cut them into various lengths. Then what I do is I move the deck on my miter saw to either a 45-degree angle or a 30-degree angle to create the roof shapes of the birdhouse. Next, what you'll see me doing is adjusting the deck again and creating the angles to make the roof pieces that are going to go on each of the pallet wood top for the roofs. So next, I'm attaching the roof pieces onto the pallet wood, and I'm just using my brad nailer to nail them on. Okay, so taking a piece of scrap pallet wood, I use this as the back brace for the hanger, and I'm just using brad nails to nail it in from the top. And lastly, I attach the hooks using my battery drill and some screws. Okay, so next up is the Rustic planter box. I start by cutting 2 pieces of pallet wood at the same size, one a bit smaller and then 2 the height of the pallet wood to make the sides. The reason I make one a bit smaller is that's for the base. And then again, using my brad nailer, I'm just going to use nails to attach them all together. So the smaller sides, as you see, the smaller pieces of pallet wood, as you see, are going to be the sides of the Rustic planter box. And then the longer pieces are the sides, and then the shorter one is going to be the bottom. So I use my brad nailer from the side to nail in the bottom piece of the box. If you wanted to fill these and paint them, you definitely can. I'm happy to leave the little holes from the nail heads on the timber because it just adds to the rusticness. And lucky last, we're making the Rustic serving tray. I think this is by far my favourite project. So I start by cutting 4 lengths of timber at the same length, and that will be for the base of the serving tray. And then I cut 2 so that they are the same width as the serving tray. One little trick is to actually stack your wood up against each other. This way you'll get the same size cuts on each of your boards, and that's what you'll see me doing here. After all my boards are cut to length, I take my sander and give the timber a really good sanding. This helps to eliminate any splinters on the wood, and it just helps to also refinish the wood so that it will accept any hemp oil or anything that you put on afterwards, and it helps to clean it. So after sanding all the pieces, now it's time to attach the top boards to the bottom boards to make the actual serving platter. Again, I'm just using my nail gun, and I've got 18 gauge nails in there, and I do believe they were about 40 mil. They needed to be quite long because both the pallet wood is quite thick. Next came attaching the handles. You'll see here I'm using masking tape and just inserting my pencil into the screw hole and applying the masking tape on top of where I where I'm going to be screwing them. I fiddled and fiddled and fiddled around with applying these handles, and my God, it did my head in. By the end of it, I was ready to just glue them and walk away. But I persevered. So here you'll just see me making sure that they're nice and centered, and I make the mark onto the timber. Again, I keep fiddling. And then when I'm finally happy with the placement, I get distracted by my magpie friend. Remember my magpie friend? He came for a visit. He just likes to hang out and say hello. So using a battery drill and a drill bit, I then make the holes for the screws for the handles. So the screw will actually go in from the back of the board and go into the top of the handle. Now, because the pellet wood is quite thick, I ended up having to makeshift countersink the screws a little bit. So I just used a bigger drill bit just so that I could make sure that the screw head could go down a bit further into the pellet wood. And finally, it's time to put the handle on top and screw those screws in from the bottom. Thanks again for watching. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more DIY videos. If you want to find any of the paint or products that I used today, please hit up the website www.signjacqueline.com.au.